Hey, what's up, friends? Your boy B Chambers has had a Wii U for a little over a week now. Want to hear how my experience has been? Thought you might. So, the grandmoms and great aunts in the family all chipped in to buy a Nintendo Wii U for my son for Christmas. It's always great when you can reap the benefits of another person's blessing, and I may have had something to do with the gift suggestion, but that's for another discussion. So, what I want to bring you guys here to discuss in this particular episode is my overall experience with the Wii U has been very positive. Aside from some technical snafury a few days after purchase and less than perfect controllers, I've actually been really surprised by just how much I, and my son of course, are enjoying his new system. So, on the challenging side of the house, Nintendo's online network took a vicious L on Christmas Day. As a result, it took us almost 2 hours to get all the necessary updates in place to make the box actually play games. I couldn't even download our free digital copy of Zelda Wind Waker until the Friday evening after Christmas. I was inclined to give Nintendo a pass here, though, because every other online gaming service was taking L's on Christmas Day. It wasn't just them. In addition to the online woes, though, I quickly discovered that I am not a fan of Nintendo's Pro controllers, whether on the Wii or the Wii U. So look, Microsoft invented arguably the most perfect gaming controller ever, minus the crappy D-pad, which they did kind of fix. But I don't understand why Nintendo had to quote-unquote do their own thing here. Placing the analog sticks on top of the controller is obnoxious, and the buttons are a bit too close together. I've since gotten used to the layout, but come on, Nintendo, you've had 8 years of watching Microsoft do that part right, and you still came up short. On the flip side, though, the tablet controller is by far the best control device on the Wii U. It's comfortable, surprisingly it's not too heavy, and it doesn't suffer from the same button proximity that the Pro controllers do. I never played Wind Waker on GameCube, but the way Nintendo incorporates the touchscreen into that game is phenomenal. I can only hope more games will use it that well in the future. All right, so let's talk backwards compatibility with the Wii. So I've never been that dude that's really been all that phased out about the fact that the Xbox 360 and PS3 don't play a lot of their older games. It's never really been something that had me all that upset. But in this case, one of the main reasons I wanted a Wii U specifically was for two games that I missed on the Wii, because I skipped out on buying the Wii. I just felt like those two games weren't enough to make me go buy a system. This was possibly the most frustrating and tedious part of the Wii U experience, and I'm talking about specifically getting access to the Wii interface, the Wii emulator that's built into the Wii U system. So imagine my surprise when I busted open my fresh new copy of Xenoblade Chronicles, only to find out that Wii emulation cannot work with Wii U hardware. I was mildly upset that I couldn't enjoy the game I was most hyped for on day one. The screen repeatedly told me that I needed to purchase a Wiimote to make the Wii emulator go. So I ventured out to Best Buy on Friday night to purchase my new and slightly overpriced Wiimote. I got home, plugged her in, and fired up Xenoblade, and I'm telling you, that game had me at the opening screen. Unfortunately, the opening screen was all Chambers was going to get to see that night, because when I attempted to fire the game up, it then told me that I also needed a nunchuck or a Pro controller to play the game. So at first I thought, no problem. I have two Pro controllers that we got for Christmas. Nope. They are Wii U Pro controllers and not Wii Pro controllers. Long story short, I hit GameStop on Saturday to purchase a used and slightly overpriced Wii Pro controller. So if you're reading it on the website, or if you're listening to this video, sounded tedious, then I've done my job in conveying to you just how annoying it is to run the Wii emulator using the Wii U if you don't know how to make the thing work. I was totally cool with having to shell out the extra cash. Hear me on that. I was cool with having to buy a Wiimote. I was cool with having to buy a Wii Pro controller to make the emulation work. What I wasn't cool with was the fact that Nintendo didn't make any of this clear to a newbie. That all of these shenanigans were going to be necessary to make Wii games possible to play. And even on Nintendo's website that I read, it only discusses the Wiimote. It makes no mention of nunchucks or old school Pro controllers to make these old games playable. Now, if you owned a Wii, that was probably a no-brainer for you. But I never did, so I didn't know any of that. On top of all that, all the Wiimotes say Wii U on them now. So I'm at Best Buy like, am I buying the right thing? So I learned later that they're all the same thing, just packaged differently. The too long didn't read here is that Nintendo has not really done a great job of helping folks understand the distinction between the Wii and the Wii U. But there is a silver lining here, folks. Along came them gorgeous games, right? So as a first-party developer, Nintendo still has the juice, man. Every game I played, from Mario 3D to Wind Waker to Scribblenauts Unmasked, was absolutely gorgeous. Not to mention, all of these games are extremely fun to play. It wasn't long before Wind Waker and all its beauty made me forget about all the frustrating trips to the store to make my machine work. The Wii U games have been so much fun, I haven't even attempted to play Xenoblade Chronicles since I got all my gear. So, I grew out of platformers back in 1997. They really don't appeal to me anymore. But Mario 3D World reminded me of how much I enjoyed the years prior to that, because, for example, Super Mario World is one of my favorite games of all time. But all praise aside, I'm currently on World 5, and I can feel that platformer fatigue starting to set in. You see, beating levels is something that doesn't typically keep me hooked for long in a game. I prefer adventure, exploration, and stat building. So what I'm hoping here is that the star system that requires you to explore levels beyond just their initial presentation will be enough to keep me hooked with Mario 3D World until I can reach the finish line. But Wind Waker is my current favorite out of all the games I'm playing on Wii U. It is absolutely beautiful to watch and hear, not to mention, once again, a ton of fun to play. I just wish I could invert the Y-axis in third-person view. So as a side note, Nintendo's eShop clearly showcases the special touch that Nintendo puts on their products when they get something right. So once I got the eShop working, I decided to browse around and scope out retro games I'd like to add to my collection. As soon as you log in, you're treated to a beautiful interface controlled by the tablet. It's smooth, it's better organized than anything Sony and Microsoft have come up with in recent years, and you even get to listen to some smooth acid jazz J-pop. I wish they could have applied that same polish to other faces, like the Wii emulation section. But anyway, as I said in the beginning, my experience with the Wii U has been very positive. I have enough games to keep me busy for the next few months, and so far, I'm enjoying all of them. My only concern is the lack of third-party support Nintendo's been able to attract, and I don't know if they'll be able to shake that stigma with publishers this far into the generation cycle. Either way, I hope they stay committed to the Wii U and find ways to bring us more games from the outside. But even if you can't, Nintendo, I will gladly settle for a new age HD 2D Metroid. Come on. You know you want to hook me with that. So that's going to do it, my friends. That is my impressions with the Wii U. I am very happy with the purchase. I think if they stopped producing games for it today, I would be satisfied that I purchased something that was worth the price of entry. So do you guys have a Wii U? What do you guys think about it? Are you thinking about getting a Wii U? Let a brother know in the comments what you got going on in terms of the Wii U. And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and adjourn here and say that I will see all of you back on our next show, whenever that may be. Until then, allow me to tell you peace and Godspeed. See you on the next Alloy 7 video.